There are smart home products that you want for yourself, but there are very specific products that I can recommend to you to give to your family and friends during this year's holiday season. Hello Automators, thanks for tuning in again. I'm Brian from Automate Your Life, and today I'm going to take the frustration out of automation and the frustration out of some of that Christmas gift giving that can be so hard for that immediate family you have in your home. So let's start with the kids. And when we talk about the kids, it's really easy to go out and buy them a Nintendo Switch and know that they're going to be happy, but there's just about zero educational value within that. And I'm someone who likes to promote a little bit of educational value even within the technology that I'm giving to people, and especially when it comes to my child. Now, the first product I want to talk to you about is the Amazon Fire tablet, and this is the kids editions. Now, you can go out and get one for $100. They're going to be on sale here through the holiday season quite a bit, but you can also kind of get a his and hers set for about $150 US. Now, why these are so special is called something called Amazon Free Time Unlimited. Now, that Amazon Free Time Unlimited right now boasts 20,000 apps, games, audiobooks, just books to read on the device, and a number of other things that you can do with these little tablets. What they have done that is so powerful here is they've kind of split things up into different age categories, and that's what's kind of tended towards your child, and you can even limit them within those segments if you'd like. Now, the other thing that's really great is you as the parent can limit their screen time and set educational goals. So if they break it in the next 2 years, Amazon will actually replace that device. Now, within that Amazon ecosystem, the little glow light is not the perfect solution all around, but it is great for kids, and that's really what it was intended for. And when you pair that with something like an Echo Dot Kids edition, you have a lot of capability that you're actually giving to your child to manage their own glow little light there. So those are some great gifts. And the other thing that you can look at is something a little more practical, and we've been thinking about this on Automate Your Life, how to use those tile trackers a little better. And I think a great application is actually just stuck within a kid's backpack. You know, they have to travel between bus stops or they have to travel between school and back. And so it's a nice little peace of mind, and you can just give that either to your wife or you can give that to the child directly. A couple other quick options for the kids. The Osmo educational system is actually really good and a great way to use an old iPad and get some new life out of it. That system, while it tends to be expensive over time as you get new apps and new components and new little play sets, it is very powerful, and the kids have fun while using it. The little Sphero BB-8 edition, I like that edition here for most kids. That's a lot of fun to play with, and I think in general it starts to introduce kids into kind of what I want to talk about next. If they're really that, and you don't want to label a kid, but you know, kind of the geek kid, you could start to look at some of the Arduino DIY packs and start to give them that opportunity to build, especially if you want to have something to do together. I think that's a great way, and something kind of the home automation space is moving towards, those DIY options or capabilities. One other good option is the Garmin VivoFit Junior, and you could look at this for a kid up to about 10, I'd say, and after that it's probably not the right fit for them. You might want to go a little more serious, but it's a good budgetary option for kids. They get rewards for completing activities or adventures and then kind of get to level up through the system that's on the watch there, and this will just spur activity a little bit. They've got some great designs that a lot of kids are going to like, so you're going to be able to kind of customize one for your child and just overall give them something that makes them feel a little bit like mom or dad. Moving on to the wife, and I'm not just saying Wi-Fi wrong, that is actually your wife, and you probably do have to buy something for her or your significant other. Now, with just the women in my life, and I'm not trying to generalize too much here, but you know, the people in my life, what I find is they want technology that just works and provides them a very simple benefit. And when I look at the Apple Watches, this is what I find, especially for those women who have an iPhone already. The connection is very simple. It never breaks. There's no problems. I'm not having to provide tech support as dad or husband here. It's just working all the time. She can track her sleep. She can track fitness and health activities. She gets heart information. The day-to-day productivity stuff, I find she uses the watch much more than she uses the phone in some cases. So very, very powerful stuff there. Now, if they happen to already have a watch, I think at this point you can look at the AirPod Pros, and this is a good middle range in terms of audio quality. It's obviously very good quality coming from Apple, but in terms of an audiophile level, it's not quite there for the AirPods, but they are a very good option. And again, they just work within that system. Now, something a little off the beaten path is the Muse headband, and this is basically a meditation assistance band. And so you can have a look at something like that if they're really into health and fitness and yoga and meditation, those kinds of things. I think this is a great kind of off the beaten path option for you. And the last thing for your wife, I think really the Fire TV sticks have me sold for just about every woman I know in my life. And the reason is that remote is so simple. They don't have to use the voice interface if they don't want, but if they want to turn on the TV, it's as easy as talking to the Amazon voice assistant. And that is especially true if you go and you pair it now with a couple of Echo speakers. And I'm not saying you go out and you get her a pair of Echo speakers and a Fire TV stick. No, you probably start with the Fire TV stick at this point, and then you just show her that you can create that home theater system, and it becomes like Christmas present 2.0. But that interface, that capability of controlling entertainment, I think everyone is going to enjoy that. For a moment, we can pretend that more than 10% of you are women and looking for a gift for your husband. Now, what I'll tell you is that there's kind of two components to everything that I would say you go and you buy for a guy who loves his smart home tech. And number one, it needs to accomplish something, but number two, it needs to be geek cool. And I think Amazon hit it on the head with a couple of their products, and I love both of these options. The Echo Loop is what every guy wants to pretend. He wants to pretend he's James Bond walking through the grocery store, and really he's just finding out what's on the shopping list. But he has that ring, and he's really just talking to that ring and finding out what's on the list for this week. But he looks cool doing it, and it provides him a little bit of benefit of being connected in the store, not having to pull out his cell phone like every other guy. I think the same thing for the Echo frames. And so if you get an opportunity to buy one of those, or you see someone who gets an invitation, I think those are great options right now. I showed the Extra wallet here, and having had this for a couple of months, I'm not missing the big bulky wallet that I used to have, and I'm not missing a couple of the cards that I can't carry with me, but I am loving the fact that it looks great, it feels great, it's much smaller than anything I've ever had really, and I also really just like the fact that I can locate it at any time. So that's a great option for a gift, and I don't think a lot of guys are going to buy the Extra wallet for themselves. One last thing, I think when guys consume kind of entertainment on their own, a lot of us don't want to disturb the rest of the family, but we want great sound. And so I think a pair of headphones, especially ones that are connected with Google Assistant or Amazon's voice assistant, whichever one they kind of use, I think those are great options. And we talked about the AirPods, so if they're an iPhone user, I think that's a great option. But I'll leave some other options for really high audio quality options from Bose and Sony and those kinds of companies. So kind of that mid to high range of sound quality there. Now, of course, there are a ton of things that you want to look at for your extended family, and that is the very next video coming here on Automate Your Life. But I already have some recommended products that you can go ahead and watch. That's up on screen right now. These are the 10 products I'm recommending for this holiday season for yourself, and you can look at them for your family and your friends if you think that's a great fit. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and of course, don't hate, automate.